Hey guys, welcome to another video. I know it's been a long time. I hope everything is well with you. As far as what I've been doing, I still have been playing every now and then, not as much, but each time I went, I was more concerned in just playing and getting back out there and meeting new people. So I didn't really bring the camera or anything. So I apologize for not keeping up with anything, but now that I have another opportunity to make this video, I'm really happy to be able to share this with you. Like I said before, I've been playing every now and then, but I haven't really bought new gear. Nothing really stood out to me to make me want to buy something new to exchange the things that I've been using. So for today, I am actually excited to review this gear bag that I recently got. Before this, the past year or so, I've just been using a regular backpack, a trashy backpack that I've had. Something that I didn't really care about getting beat up or stuffed or ripped or anything like that. But before that, I looked for the perfect gear bag for me. And I've tried quite a few gear bags out there. I've tried some of the old school ones, the JT paintball gear bags with the compartments, the NXC backpack gear bag that also had compartments. I've also tried some of the newer ones, the Eclipse kit bags, the Dye Navigators. Well, that one's not so new. But they were all good gear bags. They had the collapsible handle, they had a lot of room. Some of them had compartments, some of them didn't. But I eventually decided to either sell it or not use it at all, or just use it for something else, because they weren't like the perfect fit for me. As far as what I bring to the field, I don't really bring too much stuff. So that's why those big gear bags were a little bit too big for me. Every time I did use them, I was tempted to pack it up with things that I basically didn't even use at all when I was out in the field. You know, the extra tank, the extra hopper, an extra marker, things like that. More, you know, food and drinks and all that stuff. I didn't really even need it. So as far as the gear bag that I was looking for, and I'm going to talk about this in the video, there were some things that really stood out to me when I finally saw somebody with this gear bag when I was in the field maybe 2 months ago. I saw him walking out of the speedball pit onto his car, and he had a pretty nice color scheme to it. I've never seen it before. It was a backpack style, perfect size for me. You know, I've never heard of the company before, so when I got home and I had some time to do some research, I was able to look at the pictures and the details that it had, and I figured I'd give it a shot. So hopefully this video will give you some information about this backpack, this gear bag. I hope to be able to share this information with you, so that if you find yourself looking for a gear bag and you find your needs to be similar to mine, this is something that you could consider. Okay, so here is the Vulcano kit gear bag. Here's the front, the sides, the back. As you can see, the material is very similar to many of the gear bags out there that's supposed to be durable, easy to clean. As you can see, it's already used and dirty. I've already used this maybe 4 times. So this way I have a better idea on what to share on the video, as opposed to just an unboxing, and some of the features that I found helpful and some of the things that I think could be improved. So starting from the outside, you have a handle up on the top right here to be able to grab it from the top. You also have a handle on the bottom, as well as from the top if you wanted to hold it this way. So as you can see, it's basically larger than a typical duffel bag, or you know, depending on what duffel bag you use, but it's definitely bigger or larger than the book bag that I was using to be able to carry it to the field. It has straps on the side to be able to hold other things to it, to attach a gun stand or your marker that's already connected to the tank, your pod pack that you could use. You have these sections right here that you could use to clip other things as well. So I found that to be very helpful and something that you could add on your back as you walk to the field. On the front, you have this little section, this pocketed section that you can easily grab when you're on the field without having to open up the gear bag. You know, some small things, some snacks or some swabs that you frequently go through or you need to use during the day. You also have these buckles, these straps that basically extend the life of the zippers of the gear bag. You have these sections or the pockets on the side that you can access through the side zipper, and when you look in it, you have a nice long section and these velcroed pockets over here. Now for me, because I also use one-piece barrels, I will use that. I will use this section over here, and I'll explain why, because I can't really put it on the inside because of the configuration that I like to use. So I put anything that is basically long and I want to fit it in here. That's what I use it for. Even some of the headbands, anything, I just throw it on the side, and it's basically similar on the other side. Oh, here it is. I forgot to take it out. So I have some of the headbands and barrel covers that I put in there to be able to easily gain access, and it won't be mixed in the main compartment. Now, as far as the main compartment, you just, when you open it up, this is one of the features that I really liked about the Vulcano gear bag. I like my sections. Some of the gear bags that I used before, it was just one main compartment or two main compartments, which I did like, but I liked as many compartments as I can get, only because I just like to be able to keep things where they are. If I need to grab a pod, I need to grab my toolbox, grab my gloves or my water or snacks, I want to be able to know where it is. I just open it up from one side of the gear bag and easily access it, as opposed to ruffling through all the things just to find what I'm looking for, especially if it's a small part. So as you can see, you can use these dividers, and you can customize it by using the zipper. So if you don't want to have a 3-compartment space, you can just easily unzip it and then fold it down, and you have 2, or you can just have one main compartment if that's what you like. As far as the bottom, you will also have another section, a little pocket that is held closed by Velcro. You can put some, I don't know, something flat, something small, some money or microfiber in there, whatever. Manuals, if you want to bring manuals to the field, you have it on this side as well. In the middle section, you have a nice buckle system to make sure that it stays put, it doesn't fall everywhere. So that's basically it for the main section. One other addition or one other feature that I really liked, or was a very nice plus in this gear bag, was this little bag right here. So this is the marker bag that comes with the gear bag. As you can see, it has a Velcro strap to hold the marker secure. Now, one thing that I found with this is it is on the small side, so there are some markers that are not going to fit. So here's one. Here's a closer that basically fits in there, which is very nice, and you can just put it in there. So if this is your spare or your main, you can keep it in there. It'll be nice and secure. You won't be jostling around in your gear bag as you move to and from the field. Here is another marker that I found to be a little bit too large for this gear bag. So here we have an Eagle 11. When I put it, it's a little bit too large for it. It's going to be sticking out too much. As you can see, it sticks out a little bit. Not too bad when you put it in there. The feed neck's going to be sticking out of things, so I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't do it. Basically, what I would do if I did bring this one, I would just have a regular tablet case or something that I just picked up from the store and put it in here and just put in one of the sections like so. So overall, this is definitely a nice addition to the gear bag. The only thing is you have to be mindful of the size of your marker. So usually I'm assuming the more compact spoolies will fit in this marker bag. But as far as the poppets with the LPR sticking out and stuff like that, you might have some difficulty fitting that in here. So here's one, a nice perfect fit in there, totally protected, and it's going to be held securely. So this is definitely one plus of the gear bag. So again, I apologize for the grime or dirt in the gear bag. Like I said before, I've used it a couple of times just to be able to have more information for you in this video, to kind of give you a heads up on what to expect, and so that I feel I'm a little bit more prepared on what to talk about in the video. Now, another thing that I noticed, I do, you know, like I mentioned before, I do like these compartments. I think this one was one of the major key points that made me want to get this gear bag. However, one thing that I found about these dividers or these walls is just that it's pretty soft. So one thing when you are packing your gear bag, you have to make sure that the heavy ones are on the bottom, the things that you put in the middle or on the top are on the larger side, because when you do stand it upright or you hold it on your as a backpack, there's a tendency of it bending and it falling down to the bottom. So if you let's say put in a bag of paint up here and you're walking, you might find the bag of paint eventually falling down and getting mixed in with your tank or the barrels or something, and that might be something you might not want, because you'll end up with a bag of broken paintballs or anything that you want to be protected. Maybe like your GoPro or anything that, or electronics that you might want to protect, and you don't want it to be mixed in with a heavy compartments. So that's it for the interior. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about the flap. So on the other side of the top, you have these two sections, breathable sections that you can easily access via zipper, and you can store your smaller things in there. You can store your gloves, your headbands and whatnot if you don't want to use it. If you want to use the other side, you can store another mesh bag. That's where I put my dirty clothes for the day for now, and then I'll use that later. So that's it for the inside. As far as the padding, you can feel there's some foam in there. One thing that I noticed on mine, and hopefully you don't notice it on yours, there was some of the foam that got bunched up in the corner. So there were some sections where it didn't have padding. What I did was I just took maybe 10-15 minutes working it with my fingers to kind of spread out the foam in there. That was just something that I noticed about the foam. Other than that, all the other sections, the foam protected many of the sides. Now, when I flip over on the back, here you have the section that houses the backpack straps. So if you want to be able to carry this to the field as a duffel bag, that's totally up to you. But for me, I was into looking for a backpack that had backpack straps. I'm not a big fan, or it didn't really fit me with the gear bags that had the retractable handles or the wheels, although that was nice. But the field that I go to has gravel, so I didn't really like rolling it through or just dragging it through the parking lot and whatnot, and getting the wheels dirty and having that mess in the car. So one of the big pluses for me in finding a gear bag is that it also had a backpack capability, so I could easily just carry it. And you can easily store this away if you don't want to be able to use that, so it's not just flopping around getting dirty, especially if you don't really need to use it. You can easily store it away in its section, and you can keep it nice in the back, and it won't get in the way. So that's basically it for the features of the Vulcano. Like I said before, those are the same features that were discussed in the other videos, and which were really helpful in making me decide this. Now, the reasons that I think it really fits me is because I'm just a casual rec baller. I don't really like to bring a lot of stuff with me onto the field, so this was the perfect size for me. It was larger than a backpack, not too much larger. You know, basically a large duffel bag type of stuff. The components were a huge plus for me. I like to be able to have my stuff in separate compartments. Makes it a lot easier for me to find it when I'm in a rush, especially if I have to rush to the next game. I do really like the backpack straps. That was one of the things that I'm also looking for. I was looking for in a gear bag. So basically for me, the reason why this one fits me nicely is because it's not too big. It has the compartments and the backpack straps, and I like all the sections in it as well. Now, as far as the negatives, or hopefully improvements, like I said before, the dividers are a little bit on the soft side. So if you are going to pack this, if you're going to use the dividers, you have to be very mindful on some of the smaller things that can fall to the bottom if you lay it upright, or if you use this as a backpack. So just make sure that it's not going to jump from one compartment to another when you don't want it to be. The other thing which I was able to fix myself was the padding on the inside. I noticed as I was running my hand through the padding does protect the contents. However, on one side, the padding seemed a little bit too bunched up, where it left one, maybe about a quarter of the bottom exposed. So if I just happen to put the backpack on gravel or something, I might hear a ding. So what I needed to do was spend maybe 10 to 15 minutes just working the foam and straining the foam in there. I'm not sure what happened. I'm hoping it was just the case on my gear bag and not on yours. But even if it is, just spend 10-15 minutes to work it through and make sure you have it flattened, so that anything that you put in there is going to be protected from the outside, from the gravel or concrete, wherever you find yourself putting this backpack. Overall, I'm very happy with this purchase. It was not terribly expensive. I was able to get it through Facebook. They have a Facebook group page that you can order through, or their website. It's a good backpack, and I hope this video kind of shares the word on this gear bag, and I hope that this video, along the other ones that you most likely have watched or will watch, will give you enough information to decide for yourself if this is a gear bag that also fits your play, or the way or the things that you like to bring to the field. So that's it for the video. I hope you found it to be informational and I hope to be able to have more videos out for you guys. All right, take care guys and be safe.